Now let's talk about the commutative property. And the commutative property is referring to the order, and that means the order in which we place values should not change the solution. And this only works in terms of addition, multiplication. So when it comes to addition, the commutative property states that if we have a and b that are real numbers, a plus b should be the same thing as b plus a. So for example, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, so 3 plus 2 should also equal to 5. For multiplication, a times b is the same thing as b times a. But for example, 2 times 3 is 6 is the same thing as 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. Now, why doesn't it work for subtraction or division? Well, as you can see, if I were to do, say, 10 minus 5, this would give me a positive 5. But if I were to do 5 minus 10, I would get a different answer, negative 5. Similarly, if I were to do 10 divided by 5, which is 2, 5 divided by 10 is 1/2. So the commutative property fails for subtraction and division. Next, let's talk about the identity property, which again focuses on addition and multiplication. The identity property states that when it comes to addition, if I were to add, or say I have a that's an element of the real number, if I were to add a plus 0, this would equal to a. Again, by commutative property, 0 plus a will also equal to a. So the identity property is essentially saying that by addition, we can add of some value, and when we were to add it to a value, it would equal to itself. Now say we have the same thing for multiplication. Now unlike addition, multiplication, the identity property for multiplication deals with 1. In other words, a multiplied by 1, if a is a real number, is a. Similarly, 1 by commutative property times a will also equal to a. And this is the identity property. So let's do an example for each of them. So say, for example, I have 2 plus 0. You know, simply this is the same thing as 0 plus 2, which is just 2. For multiplication, say I have 2 times 1. This is the same thing as 1 times 2, which again is just 2. So we get the starting value even when we add or multiply another value. And this is known as the identity property. Next we have the inverse property. And this is actually connected to the identity property. We already know that the identity for addition is 0. So say we have a non-zero value. What can I add to that value to make it 0? And this is where we talk about the reciprocal. Sorry, the opposite, or the negative, in this case for addition, and then the identity property for multiplication, that is known as the reciprocal.